Disclaimer: this video is created solely for informational purposes. Verify critical information from reliable sources. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to our channel, where books come alive on screen. Get ready for amazing wonders that inform, captivate, and spark your imagination. Join us in this literary journey where everything is an adventure. Los Zetas, A Tale of Violence and Power, by Subject Soup. Introduction to Los Zetas. Los Zetas emerged in the late 1990s as a paramilitary wing of the Gulf Cartel, primarily composed of former members of the Mexican military's elite forces. Their formation represented a significant shift in the dynamics of organized crime in Mexico, introducing a level of military discipline and brutality previously unseen. The group quickly established a reputation for their ruthless approach to enforcing the Gulf Cartel's interests, employing tactics such as torture and public executions to intimidate rivals and assert dominance. In the early stages of their existence, Los Zetas were instrumental in the Gulf Cartel's expansion and consolidation of power. They played a crucial role in securing smuggling routes, eliminating rivals, and protecting the cartel's leaders. Their effectiveness in these roles was attributed to their military training, which included skills in combat, intelligence gathering, and tactical planning. This period marked the beginning of Los Zetas' ascent to becoming one of the most feared criminal organizations in Mexico. Rise to power. As Los Zetas grew in strength and numbers, they began to diversify their criminal activities. Beyond their role as enforcers, they ventured into drug trafficking, extortion, kidnapping, and human trafficking. This expansion of activities was accompanied by a territorial expansion, as they established a presence in various regions of Mexico, often clashing violently with other criminal organizations. Their operations were marked by a high degree of sophistication, utilizing advanced communication technologies and weaponry, which further enhanced their reputation and power. The leadership of Los Zetas, comprising mostly of former military personnel, established a rigid command structure within the organization. This structure allowed for efficient decision-making and execution of operations, making them a formidable force against both rival cartels and government forces. Their rapid expansion and diversification of activities, however, began to strain their relationship with the Gulf Cartel, eventually leading to a split and the emergence of Los Zetas as an independent criminal syndicate. Dominance and terror. Following their split from the Gulf Cartel, Los Zetas embarked on a campaign to establish themselves as the dominant force in Mexico's criminal underworld. This period was marked by some of the most egregious acts of violence in the history of the Mexican drug war. Massacres, public displays of corpses, and indiscriminate killings became hallmarks of their operations. They effectively used terror to maintain control over territories and populations, often clashing with both rival cartels and state forces. Their criminal activities extended beyond drug trafficking, with ventures into illicit oil tapping, arms smuggling, and human smuggling. This diversification not only increased their wealth and power, but also led to a complex web of operations that extended across Mexico and beyond its borders. Their international reach and connections posed a significant challenge to law enforcement agencies, both within Mexico and internationally. Government response and internal conflict. The extreme violence and power wielded by Los Zetas eventually led to a concerted effort by the Mexican government to dismantle the organization. This response included deploying the military and federal police in anti-cartel operations, targeting key leaders and infrastructure. These efforts were met with fierce resistance from Los Zetas, who engaged in direct confrontations with state forces, further escalating the violence. Internally, the organization began to face challenges as well. The relentless pressure from law enforcement, coupled with the loss of key leaders, led to power struggles and divisions within the cartel. These internal conflicts weakened their operational capabilities and opened opportunities for rival cartels to challenge their dominance. The once cohesive and disciplined structure of Los Zetas began to fragment, leading to the formation of splinter groups and a decline in their centralized power. Decline and fragmentation. The fragmentation of Los Zetas marked the beginning of their decline as a dominant criminal organization. The splinter groups, each vying for control and territory, engaged in violent conflicts with each other and with other cartels. This period saw a continuation of the violence and brutality that had characterized Los Zetas, but with a diminishing cohesion and strategic focus. As the influence of Los Zetas waned, other criminal organizations moved to fill the power vacuum. This shift in the landscape of organized crime in Mexico led to new alliances and conflicts, perpetuating the cycle of violence and instability. The legacy of Los Zetas, however, continues to be felt in the tactics and operations of criminal groups in Mexico, as well as in the ongoing challenges faced by law enforcement in addressing organized crime. Enduring impact and legacy. The story of Los Zetas is not just one of violence and criminality, but also a reflection of broader societal and governmental challenges in Mexico. Their rise and fall highlight the complexities of combating organized crime in a context where corruption, poverty, and social inequality are pervasive. The legacy of Los Zetas serves as a reminder of the devastating impact of criminal organizations on communities and the importance of addressing the root causes of crime and violence. In conclusion, the history of Los Zetas is a sobering chronicle of how a group of highly trained military personnel evolved into one of the most ruthless and powerful criminal organizations. Their story is intertwined with the broader narrative of the Mexican drug war, serving as a case study in the dynamics of organized crime, state response, and societal impact. The enduring legacy of Los Zetas continues to influence the criminal landscape in Mexico and poses ongoing challenges for law enforcement and policymakers. This narrative blends historical facts with a storytelling approach, providing a glimpse into the multifaceted nature of the Los Zetas. It's important to note that this is a simplified version of their history, and the real story of the Los Zetas is much more intricate and nuanced. Thank you for diving into the world of words with us. If you had a blast exploring this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share the bookish love with your friends, and make sure to subscribe for more amazing adventures.